Hello, welcome to your astrology reading for the week. So we're starting with today, November 6th, 2013. The sun is conjunct Saturn right now, exactly in 14 degrees Scorpio. So this could give kind of a heaviness to the day, a sense of responsibility, and a little bit of maybe somberness as well. But it can help you with buckling down and working and persevering towards long-term goals, especially since it's sextiling Mars by 1 degree, which is it's in 13 degrees Virgo right now. So this can help us to really have the drive and energy to get that work done that we need to do. So yeah, and then Venus is in Capricorn, just moved there. It's 1 degree in Capricorn, and it's sextiling Neptune, which is retrograde, in 2 degrees Pisces. So this can kind of bring perhaps romantic fantasies into play, a little bit of dreaminess when it comes to romance, and a little bit of a sense of like illusion, fantasy, idealism, all of that stuff. And we can really actually be more intuitive and more connected to our intuition when it comes to love. And then Moon conjuncts Venus as well later in the day. Well, actually it happens right now because I am doing this later in the day. So anyway, that puts our emotions right in line with our romance, our sense of romance. So we will be able to emotionally connect better in relationships and really feel connected to our partner. And Mercury retrograde in 4 degrees Scorpio trines Neptune in 2 degrees Pisces and sextiles Venus and Moon in Capricorn. So this whole feel is really kind of bringing a lot of idealism, fantasy, romance into our emotional life. And it would be a good idea to probably either like journal or write about romance or poetry or our emotions or even our dreams. And our dreams have probably been pretty vivid lately, especially with the Mercury trining Neptune, because it brings, our dreaming life more into our conscious awareness. And it connects us with the collective more so, too. So feelings of, being able to sense what other people are thinking and really being like on the same, like kind of a dreamier wavelength, kind of feeling what others are feeling. I might have said that already. And also in our relationships especially too, because the Venus and the Moon are involved, and those are definitely our relationship planets, and it can really just connect us at a very intuitive and dreamy level with our loved ones. So, yeah, and I kind of repeated myself here, so I'm going to skip some of this. But, all right, and then, so on 11/7/13, Moon conjuncts Pluto. This really brings up our unconscious emotions, and so it might be a little bit of a tumultuous day in the beginning, but it's ultimately to help transform those emotions into something a bit lighter, maybe becoming more aware of, what is, dense and hidden, and really being able to heal that. And let's see, the Moon trines Mars on that same day, giving us some more energy to get stuff done still. The Moon in Capricorn, that is. So we're really feeling a little more serious, a little more practical and grounded, and that Mars gives us the energy to really get stuff done, while the Moon, our emotions are on board. We're feeling more up for the task, probably. And yeah, see, Moon sextiles Sun on that same day as well, and Saturn. So this definitely brings up some seriousness, some transformation as well. So we're really looking at, what is feeling heavy? What is feeling heavy in our lives? What can we do to really change it so it's not so heavy, or get rid of it if we have to, So that's kind of what that's doing. And it kind of is talking about our emotions and who we are, our personality traits, as well as, any systems or structures that are in our lives, So all of that stuff could be either transformed or let go of if it's feeling heavy or not working anymore. And then Moon opposes Jupiter in Cancer later that day as well. So this kind of has us feeling maybe a little less than optimistic. And, it could help us, though, to become aware of what we can really change. Like, what philosophies are we holding on to that aren't really helping us emotionally? Oppositions are kind of a tension, but it's like you could really find some kind of a middle ground there, or kind of it could kind of bring realization sometimes too, though. But it's definitely going to kind of cause a little bit of tension there with regards to, what our dreams are, what our, philosophies are, and, how we're actually feeling, and how we're actually feeling about what it is, how we want to expand in the world, what we want to, create for abundance, and also what we're learning, what are, what we're learning in life, what are our lessons right now. So we're kind of looking at that, and it's kind of, just causing a little tension. All right. And then on November 8th, I've kind of already talked about this, so I've kind of, when the degrees were close enough to being it, I put it, but then I repeated it when they were exact. So on November 8th, Saturn sextiling Mars is exact. So it's definitely a week for getting stuff done and really working towards our long-term goals in a pretty slow and steady pace. And that's kind of been a theme here. So, yeah. And then exactly, Mercury retrograde trines Neptune retrograde, Scorpio and Pisces respectively. So this really helps us delve into our subconscious, tendencies and our dreams. And it's really a great time for paying attention to your dreams. You're probably having vivid dreams, and make sure to journal and write that stuff down, because, later in life this could be helpful, or you can see a theme for the whole week for your dreams and notice, wow, this stuff's really happening, to me, and looking up your dreams as well. So, and then the moon squares Mercury in Scorpio on that same day. So this will also create some tension between our emotions and our mental state. And, since the moon, it's interesting because the moon will be in Aquarius, which is very much intellectual, and then Scorpio is very emotional, very in-depth, very intense. And it's funny because Mercury is very mental, and then the moon is very emotional, so they're kind of in, each other's realms right now. So it's going to be, maybe flashes of insight into what our emotions are really, being like, and also kind of looking at our emotions from a more objective perspective and kind of rationalizing our emotions. So, yeah, and also just becoming more aware of our subconscious drives too. So, definitely some growth to be had there, some intensity, but it should kind of be mostly for the best, all the stuff you realize on that day. All right, November 9th, moon in Aquarius squares Saturn and Sun in Scorpio. So this is kind of, the moon in Aquarius is going to want some more freedom than what Saturn, can provide there. And the sun is just who we are as people, so, So really, our sense of responsibility and our sense of freedom may be a bit at odds, and, we're going to feel like just kind of, playing hooky and just, intellectualizing everything, rather than working hard on, even whether it's, karmic transformation or just, work. So, in fact, you may even still have to work on that day, but it'd be good to get away maybe later in the day if you can, or when you're off of work, try to have a little fun and freedom, sense of freedom. Maybe meet up with some friends to kind of counterbalance that square happening. But yeah. And then also, same day, Moon in Aquarius sextiles Uranus in Aries, and Uranus rules Aquarius. So Uranus is all about freedom as well, and revolution, and really wanting change, and there may be a sense of that feel, and like wanting, having kind of an impatience to have change happen, and feeling impatient maybe at work, who knows, and wanting to get out of there as fast as you can when you're done. All right, and then Jupiter in Cancer sextiles Mars in Virgo on that day. So this is actually better for working on, our idealistic goals and dreams, or even learning something new and being able to apply that more to your daily life. And also, like, maybe certain, philosophies coming up as well that you can incorporate into your daily life and that sort of thing. And then they actually both are in conjuncting the Moon in Aquarius, which creates a yod. So we've got those, dreams and the practical movements towards those dreams, and also our emotions kind of on board with Cancer involved. Going towards the Moon in Aquarius with the freedom loving and the intellectualizing, and also our, involving our emotions with the Moon. So this kind of is bringing us into, like, maybe having some realizations of what we can really incorporate into our lives that can really bring us towards our idealistic visions of, what will bring us abundance and expansion in our lives, and what will teach us the most without, Jupiter is the nice teacher, so it's not like the hard lesson giver like Saturn would be. So Jupiter is kind of the more, fun teacher, the more expansive teacher, the lucky, situation type of lessons. And also travel, so who knows what you can incorporate there. But definitely realizations revolving around what you can really incorporate into your life to get further expansion and abundance. All right, and on November 10th, the Moon conjuncts Neptune in Pisces, which is still, trining Mercury, which just turned direct on that day, turns direct on that night, really. And so the Moon conjunct Neptune is going to really have us have, like, really maybe emotional dreams, or dreams that kind of brings up emotions, or even just having more of a dreamy day. And so it's kind of important to, like, it'd be a good day for daydreaming and meditating and writing and introspection, reflection, all of that stuff, especially since Mercury just is barely going direct. And so it's important to, like, reassess everything that you say and also everything you write. So anything you write, keep it to yourself, probably, more for journaling than for, sharing with others, because when Mercury just goes direct, you're still kind of in the shadow phase of the retrograde, so it's kind of still, fuzzy, especially with that Neptune involved as well. So yeah, basically it's, definitely a good day for introspection, and just kind of watch yourself when you're out and about too, because Mercury also involves short trips, short-term travel around your neighborhood and stuff. So it's definitely, unconscious stuff, subconscious stuff, emotional stuff, all of that stuff going on. So on November 11th, sorry, this is going to be kind of a long video, Sun in Scorpio trines Jupiter in Cancer. So that is actually bringing more awareness to ourselves, and also, like, how we are coming along in our expansion process, and in what we are learning in life. So this will bring us more in tune with what lessons we are learning. And Moon in Pisces conjuncts Chiron on that same day, and sextiles Pluto. Those both are sextiling Pluto and semi-sextiling Uranus. So this really is healing. Healing of our emotions and healing of old wounds and transformation of those things as well. Transformation in our perspectives more so, especially because, never mind. But yeah, transformation. And with its semi-sextiling Uranus, this is bringing change into the situation. So let's think about that a little more. Freedom, a sense of freedom. After we're healing those emotions, we are going to feel, it's going to be like some intense stuff coming up, but at the same time, once that's over, it'll be like a lightening of the loads, like feeling a little more freedom from our burdens. Okay, 2 more days and they're both short and sweet. So, on 11/11, the moon opposes Mars. So our emotions might not be as on board with getting stuff done, and especially with all that healing going on, transformation, the intense stuff coming up. But of course, there may be like a situation where you're going to have to deal with that still, but you're kind of trying to find a balance there. And, you'll have to try to find your middle ground. But, it'll definitely be a healing day, pretty intense. And sometimes maybe our tempers could flare on that day because a lot of unconscious stuff will be coming up. And, sometimes that unconscious stuff has like a reactor button involved. So definitely watch yourself when it comes to your, temper. And if you can, even maybe do like a walking meditation or go outside or like get some exercise on that day so that, it can kind of help move it through your system a bit. Okay, November 12th, Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Pisces, Jupiter in Cancer. They all create a grand trine. So, who we are as people, our emotions, and our philosophy in life are all in harmony with our emotions involved. So it's a very, easygoing day, a lot of enjoyment, a lot of happiness. You could really have a fun day on that day. Definitely a way, after that intense week, it'll be nice to have that day. So... all right, and then on 11/13/13, the moon conjuncts Uranus, which will emphasize the square to Pluto again, and Venus is also conjunct Pluto, so the moon and Venus are squaring off, and then Uranus and Pluto have been squaring off. So we've got, maybe, longing for freedom, squaring off with maybe, what we feel is like, maybe... let me think about that a little bit. Kind of unconscious things coming up in relationships. So they're kind of creating a tension, like the longing for freedom and, emotional like freedom and the unconscious stuff in relationships coming up, creating a little bit of tension there. But whatever, is revealed will actually help to heal and really help you, grow and learn from that. So ultimately, it's always, squares are hard, but they're also important for lessons being learned. So, all right. And that concludes the astrology for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to like and subscribe and comment. And I will talk to you again soon.